exercises I'm going to be doing. Get some water and I'm going to do the exercise workouts outside today. So I don't feel suffocated inside. What's going on? Get some water real quick. Let me grab my phone stand, and we're gonna do some high knees today, some cardio. I have a doctor's appointment in 2 days, and they asked me not to do any strenuous exercises 2 days before my blood draw. So today and tomorrow are cardio days. So today, tomorrow, cardio. Nothing crazy. I've been extremely sore and extremely sleepy since we started. Привет, Сергей. Отлично. Сегодня кардио будем делать. Присоединяйся, конечно. All right, my phone stand. I got that. Got my phone in my hand. And my water. Here we go. Let's go outside. Lakshya, thank you for joining. All right, let's go outside, guys. I have a bunch of tools outside from construction. I didn't really clean up that much, but hopefully it's not a big deal. Here we go. Hey, Che. Today we're doing cardio. I'm very sore from the last 2 days. The first 2 days of our workouts left me really sore, so I'm gonna do today, tomorrow as cardio. Yeah, you can ask me questions, yeah. We've got 10 minutes after I start the stream for questions and getting ready and all that stuff. And once we begin, then we got 20-30 minutes of the workout, and yeah, that would be it. And then we could do more questions afterwards. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, check this out. There's a deer in my backyard. Check it out. I'm gonna show you. They're looking at me. There's like 3 of them. It's actually where I'm going to work out, so. Probably gonna scare them off right now, walking over there. There they are, next to the basketball hoop. Hello. They're running away. Yeah, definitely. Being in construction definitely helps stay in shape, 100%, no doubt about it. Even though I'm not in calisthenics, I think that's a very big reason why I stayed in shape is because I'm staying physically active. I'm not sitting behind a desk all day, or carrying materials to installing stuff, kitchens, whatever it might be, you know. I'll set this up right now. All right, here we go. All right, I need a little platform over here. grab something real quick. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Before we start, I've got some time. Here we go. I'll grab this toolbox real quick. There's not really a way to imitate the kind of work at home, like calisthenics and stuff. Like the construction stuff I do. You can't really imitate it. But what you can do is, if you work behind the computers, you can take breaks. I had a friend who was a truck driver, and he would pull off the road every hour or 2 hours, just on the side of the freeway when there's a big shoulder. And he would do 2 sets of push-ups, get in, keep driving, then do 2 hours, do that again, and then a set of squats. And so he stayed physically fit like that, and he was actually in very good shape, especially considering he's a truck driver, and most truck drivers are pretty sedentary, so that they don't, usually would not strike you as individuals who who look fit or healthy for the most part. But he was extremely fit, and that's what he did. And he actually switched to an IT position later, and he continued being fit because he would also, like, when he's working from home, he'd step away from the computer every 2 hours, do a set of push-ups, a set of squats, a set of pull-ups, and then keep working. So if you've got that kind of job, that's what I recommend. You can definitely, yeah. A lot of people here in Austin are do computer type work, so that's kind of that type of work. Yes, I'm definitely gonna get back to doing one-arm pull-ups eventually, Jim. Thanks for asking. We're gonna start our workout in about 3 minutes. I'm doing several exercises today. I'm doing butt kicks, high knees, some switch kicks, jumping jacks, and some mountain climbers for my cardio today. You guys can follow along. I'm starting in about 3 minutes. Thanks, Jason. I'm not really suffering from it. I mean, I'm glad everything turned out the way it did at the end of the day. I'm not very glad about the decisions I made when I was 21, kind of jumping into marriage and stuff like that. But the way it turned out now, I'm not really like suffering or traumatized by it, or feel like I need to process anything. I'm pretty glad the way it turned out. So I appreciate the support, but also I don't like feel the need or the kind of a lack in some kind of area that I need to read, like books or helping understand something. Everything made sense, and it came to its final conclusion, and I feel like it ran its course the way it should have. So pretty at peace with it. So we've got about 2 minutes, and I'll start. I have these cards. I'll tell you guys about them later. But it's from a game that I was sponsored by a long time ago. I never put a video out because it's right about the time that I stopped doing YouTube. I think it switches. It's like reverse. But we were gonna release this and like do a sponsorship with me for all these exercises. There's like over 100 exercises on cards. I still use it to this day to work out with. But I'll try to reach out to the creator of the game sometime. Maybe we can like relaunch it, because there's a chance it went out of business, but I'm not too sure. I'll try to reach out to the guy. We had a good coffee and chat. It was originally created by this either Marine or Navy guy or a SEAL. I don't really remember who it was, but it's a really nice high intensity interval training game. Back in the day, I used to use it exclusively for my high-intensity interval training workouts. You pick some cards with exercises, you pick some cards with intervals, and then you go through it start to finish. I'm sure there's a lot of apps out there. The funny thing is, when I started YouTube, even like 4 years into my YouTube, there was 0 calisthenics apps. Like for bodyweight fitness, 0 on my Android at the time. I never had an iPhone back then, so I wouldn't know what was on the Apple Store. But literally 0, and I was like, I'm gonna be the first one that releases a calisthenics app. but then, you know, everything kind of closed down on my end. We never got around to it, but it's just funny how quickly, you know, the world turns, whether you're part of it or not. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna start off with some basic high knees. I'm not gonna time it. I'm just gonna do it until my heartbeat raises up and I feel some lung strain. And then I'm gonna keep it up for a while until I feel like, hey, I can't keep this up anymore. And then I'm gonna drop it. So you guys join in. Trying to go up about to here, high knees, and then switching left, right, left, right. Probably gonna go for a minute or so. Don't really know. Ooh, taking a little breather. Let me set this right here so I don't have to squat down each time. All right. Next one I'm gonna do is butt kicks. You guys who haven't joined in, join in. I have tried sprint trainings a really long time ago. Those are really good for cardio too, also for hitting your quads pretty well. But yeah, it's been a really long time since I've tried them. Right, in about 10-15 seconds I want to start doing butt kicks. Third day working out, guys, join in. You guys can start doing all this with me. It does feel, I always loved running. No matter how long it's been of a break, running makes me feel like a person again. As funny as that sounds. All right, here we go. Thanks, British Moral. That's the goal. I'm gonna do my best to get there. Join in, guys. Doing butt kicks now. little break. Let me pick up my cars real quick. Forgot what the other exercises were. All right. Jumping jacks next. Thanks, Moroccan, and welcome back. Yeah, it rains on and off here in Austin too, Luca. But if you ever come down to Austin, we can train together. We do a live stream training. I didn't get the contact info of the guy who lives in Round Rock. It's about 30 minutes from me. Hit me up if you want to be in my live stream. We could do a live one sometime this week, maybe. Alright, in about 15 seconds, I'm gonna start my jumping jacks. So I'm doing all these cardio exercises pretty slow. So usually they're supposed to be done quick. So there's speed jacks. So like, that's how they should be done for cardio. But since I'm getting into it, from butt kicks to high knees to jumping jacks, I'm doing everything kind of slow motion to get back into the groove. And then later on in a few weeks, I'll be doing the fast ones. Here we go. Also, I'm doing all these exercises with my tippy toes. So don't heel strike. It's too much impact going into your knees when you heel strike. Jump on your toes, high knees on your toes, butt kicks on your toes. It's like that military Arab video where they do jumping jacks all out of sync. That's me right now. The angle of this is so funny. Makes me look like I have short, stubby legs because my upper body is closer to the camera. I think it's slightly fisheye. Yeah, the 2-month workout was good. You could do that. You can also follow up along with my streams and do the exercise with me in the streams. Because eventually that 2-month workout is how I stayed consistent. Like the 2-month workout was I released a workout program with follow-along videos on Vimeo, and I sold it. It was like high intensity. It's a very tough burnout workout. I ended up closing it because I think the Vimeo account became unsupported. I got to pay subscription fee. And I kind of quit YouTube, so I kind of let everything go. My website expired, all that stuff. So slowly I'll get back into it. So just follow along with me on these videos. Do what you can. You don't have to do every exercise I do to the same capacity, but just do your best. No, Nick, I never did Russian boxing. Wasn't ever really a big fan of boxing in general. I prefer like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling, more contact. I feel like boxing is too much, getting too much brain damage, quite literally, if you get socked in the face too much. Great to see you guys. Thanks for joining. Follow along with me today's cardio day. Joshua. Yeah, I do remodeling. I'm in construction. Residential construction is what I do. It's my daytime job. What was my next one? Butt kicks, high knees, we did those. Switch kicks. Oh, I don't like switch kicks. Let's go for mountain climbers right now. Gotta put this on the ground for mountain climbers. Rob, your body adapts to it. So at first you don't have any energy after your job, but after you start doing this consistently, next thing you know, you have energy all the time. So right now it's been very tough for me first few days, but after these first few days are gonna pass, I'm gonna have a lot more energy for these workouts because your body adapts and makes you ready to do more and more of this. So mountain climbers, my shoulders, triceps are really sore and chest, so I don't know how many I'll do, but for mountain climbers, you go into a push-up position and you alternate bringing your knees to your chest. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's a core exercise a little bit, but it's also, I consider a cardio exercise. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. My shoulders are giving out. It's not the cardio. I just can't hold the push-up position for too long after yesterday. All right, let's go directly into jumping jacks. Put in some more cardio in there. I'm gonna turn the lights on real quick. Yeah, I think it's too far from the lights, but jumping jacks again. Join in, you guys. Cardio day. I'm feeling that. Thanks for the like. Oh, we get lots of crickets here in the background, that's for sure. Plenty of crickets. I'm gonna set up a light real quick so you guys can see me better. Gonna have a little construction spotlight going. I have so much light now. Too much. Alright, you guys ready? Got some nice lights set up. See that? Look at that quality. Here we go. Here we go. Right, I'm gonna do some more high knees right now. Yeah, my family is all doing good. My siblings, both my sisters are married, both having kids. So everyone's doing pretty well. A little lower. All right. High knees again. I feel it. Got 10 more minutes for our workout, and we'll do a Q&A for 20 minutes. Sorry, I rewatched my previous stream and the finger showing up on the camera. So annoying like that. Nobody even told me anything. Hey Jean, good morning. Yeah, that's a school bus. That's that short bus. I used it for construction back in the day. Привет, Сергей. Спасибо, присоединяйся. Я не знал, что с YouTube работает в России. Я думал, его отключили. Yeah, I remember that. I did have crazy biceps. I've retained some of them. But yeah, I'm gonna get them back. You'll see them again soon. So just for the sake of it, one of the exercises I put in my routine today is like cross-legged leg raises, one after the other, in standing position, switch kicks, switch kicks. No, Luca, no German, sorry. I'm gonna attempt those. Those are the hardest. I should have probably started off with those. But I'll see how long I last. I'm gonna give it a shot right now. VPN, да, понимаю. А видео нормально грузится через VPN или тормозит немного? Спасибо, Сергей, за поддержку. Привет, Татарус. Beans, you've been posting a lot of Bible verses. Thank you, but I don't really see how they relate to the workout, to be honest. I'm speaking Russian. There's some people commenting in Russian. I speak Russian, English, and basic Spanish. All right, here we go. Well, the doctor, it's more for muscle. They don't want me to do anything that does a lot of muscle fiber breakdown because it raises some kind of stuff in your blood and it throws off all your... They can't test properly because some diseases and stuff. Thank you, Handheld History. I appreciate that. I feel like I did. What do you want me to say? Отлично, Сергей. Я VPN не пользовался, но хотел начать пользоваться. Потому что там видео смотреть, что-то еще, там фильмы. В Америке не разрешается пиратство. А через VPN можно. Никто ничего не скажет. Right, here we go. So I'm gonna do switch kicks. Alright, switching left to right. My car's just flew away. I'm gonna have to find it. Oh, let me grab it. The wind is really picking up. All right, here we go. Switch kicks. Can't. My core so sore from yesterday. I can't do basic leg raises. No, I don't take any supplements at all. I bought creatine because I know it's like good for you all around, but it does look like a Russian dance, except I'm really bad at it because I'm tired. But in a few weeks, I'll be doing that move like theirs, no problem. All right, so out of all the cardio exercises I've done so far, Adidas, I'm 31 right now. The jumping jacks is the easiest one, so I'm gonna do that right now again. I don't read the Bible now, and I haven't for a few years. But back when I did read it, I read a lot of different versions side by side, and I had the Blue Bible app on my phone. It gives you the original, like when you click a word, it gives you original Hebrew and Greek translations of each word if you're like a little confused. But I used to read started off when I was really young with King James and the Russian Synodal version. I started off reading Bible in Russian as my first language. Synodальный перевод. And then I switched over to New King James version and New American Standard Bible for the most part. And then occasionally I would look up in English Standard Version and New Living Translation for the very broken down when you're having trouble. Yeah, I just started taking minoxidil to get my hair back. It's receding bad. Hopefully I get it all back. I just started a couple days ago. All right, here we go. We're doing jumping jacks again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 150 jumping jacks. Counted that time. Hey Dennis, I can talk about it a bit, yeah. I'm gonna be down here and do one more set of jumping jacks, and then I can answer some questions for you guys. Thank you, Abby. You can do these with me now too. Follow alongs. So every stream I do is getting posted on my channel under my live section. If you fast forward to the 10-minute mark of every video, there's gonna be between 20 to 40-minute follow along workouts you can do with me. I am 100% Russian. I took a 23andMe test and almost felt it was a waste of time and money because I came out 100% exactly Russian. And when I click the breakdown, it just shows me different regions of Russia. I don't even have a 0.1% of something else according to that test, which is funny. Yeah, I'll talk about my faith here in a little bit. My born again warrior, it is my intention to be here, to stay for these, to do these streams five days a week. I do miss buckwheat porridge, one of my favorite foods in Russia. My dad said it was a military food. They would do the buckwheat with canned beef, and they made that for us. One of my favorite foods from Russia. I don't even remember if I've eaten it here in the US after I moved. But that is Adidas. That's what my biceps look like now. I'll get them back to the way they used to look eventually. Yeah, I'm familiar with Fedor Emelianenko. I found out about him when I was like 13, I think. But I was never really much into MMA or UFC, so. All right, here we go. My last set of jumping jacks. I'm gonna do 100 to 150. And then I need to talk a little bit about my faith and stuff for you guys. Here we go. I'm British. Puedo hablar un poco de español. Quiero aprender mucho más. Y quiero regresar a mi YouTube para recordar muchos videos para todos, para ustedes. That's a little bit of my Spanish. Tengo que practicar mucho más y aprender mucho más. I was born in Russia, Gene. I didn't end up in Russia. I ended up in the US. More accurate is like, how'd you end up in the US? My parents came here as refugees because they were from many generations of Baptists, and those were persecuted back in Soviet Russia. So anyway, here we go. What's up, Dylan? You on the stream still?
You're streaming?
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
I can't with my phone. Say hello, everybody. It's my roommate, Dylan. Oh, it's my last set for cardio. You gotta leave?
Yeah, but you're fine. I can help.
No, I'm going upstairs anyway. It's my last set. Here we go. That was my last one, guys. I think these are Rocio's lights.
Oh no, they're mine.
Oh, are yours?
You're welcome to use it anytime, man.
Thank you. Yeah, they are. My kids are with my ex. I visit them. Yeah. All right, so let me grab my HA. Good idea. I need to get a jump rope. That's a great cardio right there. I don't own one right now. Oh no. Spilled my water on myself. It's okay. We'll live. I literally did the 3-year-old kid that bends over with a cup of water in his hands. It all spills out. That's what I just did with my little glass container. Да, Сергей, отлично. Я устал, но чувствую себя отлично. All right, here we go. Going back to my room. It's nice and cool in the house, and unlike outside. Whoops. Kill some of you guys' stereotypes. You saw how green it is here in Texas. A lot of people think it's no man's land, desert, drought. Very green. I pretty much live in a forest. No house tour today. It's not my house. I just rent a room here. But maybe some other time I'll show it to you. Here we go. How many grams of protein per day? I did a video about this a while back. A lot of protein drink companies, which are influencing a lot of the research, recommend 1 gram per pound of body weight. From the research I've read, and the studies I've read, 1 gram per kilogram is pretty sufficient for building muscle. So that's what I've been doing back when I filmed my YouTube videos back then, and now I'm still sticking to around 1 gram per kilogram. Although there have been studies showing that 1 gram kind of increases effectiveness by a little bit, maybe by 15-20% compared to half a gram per pound or 1 gram per kilogram. But you will 100% have hypertrophy with half a gram per pound. So if you're 160 pounds, you're eating 80 grams, you will recover in half hypertrophy. If you want to just max it out and get as much growth as you possibly can, then try to push for 1 gram per pound, but it's the law of diminishing returns. So like you might get a few percent increase in your effectiveness, but you are putting a lot more strain on your body and liver to digest all that protein. But hey, I go aim for between half a gram to 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's my recommendation. So we got about 10 minutes left. I can talk a little bit about the faith questions that were asked above several times. And yesterday, Dennis asked me what my faith is. So I'm agnostic. I don't Honestly, I don't think about it much. The conclusion I kind of came to, and again, like a lot of times people have belief systems that align with them based on some kind of subconscious level. So either some kind of emotional trauma happened to them when they were young, and that makes them align to a certain belief, and they find reasonable explanations or rational explanations for why they believe it, and then they convince themselves that they came to that belief because of their rationale. Whereas the reason they believe it is it resonates with them on a deep level, either because of some trauma they've been through or some really bad experience they had with religious people or something else. And because of that, they either start believing or stop believing something. And they're like, oh, I came to this based on my super intelligent, reasonable mind, and my IQ is 175. But in the end, я на русский канал потерял доступ. Он у меня подсоединен к моему старому телефону. И когда я пытаюсь туда зайти, код присылается на мой старый телефон, которого у меня уже нету. Поэтому перестал туда ставить. Sorry, answering. Sergey asked me a question. Anyway, so I don't know the real reason why I believe what I believe, right? So I can tell you the rationale I gave myself for my beliefs, but at the end of the day, I'm self-aware enough to tell you it might be some other underlying emotional something, psychosomatic issue that makes me believe a certain way, and then I just go something with my parents, I don't know. I don't understand enough psychology to know. I just know enough to say that the reason I'm going to give you might not be the actual reason. But the reason I became agnostic is I felt like, from personal experience, I felt like at the end of the day, I'm responsible for my own actions, and my own actions determine where I am in life, and whether my life is great or bad, a lot of it has to do with the way I act and the way that I carry myself and behave towards other people, towards those around me, as far as things I can control. There's a million things I can't control that are going to affect my life. The government, going to war, some sickness befalling me because of the way I was born and I have some genetic predisposition, or some other thing, right? So there's a lot of things I can't control, and I might be like Job in the Bible, who just goes through the worst suffering of his life while being a godly man. So yeah, I never rule that out, of course. The things are uncontrollables are always uncontrollables. But the things I can control, that's not something that God's responsible for in my life. That's something I'm responsible for. And so I've realized, talking to a lot of people with all kinds of beliefs, that our life experience was very similar or nearly identical. Like the things I ascribed to, like the Holy Spirit told me this, or God told me this. I would talk to them, they would just say, hey, this thought resonated with me, or I was going through a crisis and I just did not know what to do. And this thought occurred to me and it gave me life, right? And the thought was, start with the small things you can't control, for example. Wake up, do your bed, and don't worry about the rest. And that thought alone changed my life, right? Someone could say that. And then I could be saying the same thing, going through depression, going through a really traumatic period of my life, and I could be praying and saying, God, please help me out. And God's like, you know what? If you are faithful in little things, I will put you over much, right? Through a Bible verse. He speaks to you. And so you get up, you're like, okay, what are the little things I can be responsible for? I could be responsible for making my bed in the morning. I could be responsible for making breakfast. And so you go and you testify to somebody, and you're like, you know what? God is very real to my life, because he testified to my spirit when I was going through a really rough time, that if I'm faithful in the little things, he'll put me over much, and like he'll never give me a battle I can't overcome. And so the experience is the same. The experience is you guys were both going through a really tough time. You were both depressed. You were both like having bad thoughts. And the one person who doesn't believe in God was just aiming at something higher. And it resonates with him that, I'm going to do it with little things. I'm going to start focusing on little things that I can't control, and he comes out of it, or some therapist tells him. Then the other guy gets spoken to through a Bible verse, and it resonates with him. So, like, we use different words to describe the same experiences, because everyone in life is going through the human experience, right? We're all going through the human experience. We're all experiencing the whole spectrum of human emotion, the human troubles. And very few people in this life have a very unique situation. Like everyone is unique, but if you zoom out a little bit, if you abstract out a little bit, everyone's going through the same stuff. Everyone's going through breakup, financial problems, survival, losing their kids to sickness, to death, losing your relatives, close ones to you to death, severed connections, betrayal, backstabbing, all kinds of stuff. War, people who actively want to hurt you. Like if you zoom out, everyone's experiencing the same things regardless of your beliefs. And then your beliefs help reinforce your spiritual life or your inner life. But at the end of the day, we're all just choosing different types of language to describe our experience. And somebody who's deaf, for example, 100% deaf, can't hear, they don't even use language, spoken language like we do. So they would, they experience life in their own way. Somebody who's blind and deaf and, missing several other bodily functions experience life on a completely different level. And you try to talk to them about spiritual things using English language, they're not going to have any idea what you're talking about. Anyway, that's kind of my little answer of why I came to the conclusions I did too. So, hey Shmoopy, I'm glad you achieved your dream physique through my videos. I appreciate that. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get back to my dream physique here too. Born Again Warrior, I'm very happy for you having your first kid. It's an amazing journey. And nobody is ever too ready to have a kid. Everybody who has kids, they all say, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. And the ones that aren't ready are the ones that usually do a great job because they care, right? When you say I'm not ready, oftentimes, but you're excited and nervous, that shows that you care. And the ones that care usually do great. Whereas those that are like, I'm ready, I don't need to prepare, they're gonna be fine, like very careless. They don't really care. And those are the ones that are very negligent parents usually. So I'd say it's a good thing that you're nervous and feel a little bit unprepared. Hey, Dustin. Yeah, you're talking about objective truths. Strider, I still have crowd blocks. I can show you. I have a lot of them. I'm not promoting them right now. I made a lot of sets of them. I actually reached out to this Minecraft Roblox guy, and he went off on me on this rant, like, you're just a drop shipper, blah, blah, blah. He didn't even want to hear me about my product. I was like, hey, do you want to, like, sponsor this? Because he has a lot of, Minecraft followers. He's like, you're just one of those drop shippers that are trying to make money. I was like, no, I designed this product from scratch. I drew every single design and every single block myself. I designed the packaging. Like, I'm not just some drop shipper that just stole somebody else's product trying to promote it. But yeah, I have a lot of sets of them. Let me show you. But yeah, I have like 500 sets of these. And my kids love playing with this stuff. So when I go over, we build stuff out of them, like, tree blocks. But yeah, I designed all this. I drew all of these blocks, magnetic ones. They're fun to build with. They're very strong. Anyway, but yeah, there's trees, bushes, dirt, stone, all kinds of stuff. I'm not really working on them. I kind of made this product. It took me like 6 months to a year to kind of get it right. I have a problem with promotion and marketing. I make stuff and then I can't really market it. All right, guys, we have about 15 seconds left. If you have more questions, save them for the next. That's not. I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, objective truths don't like facts don't care about your feelings type of explanation. But I don't have a Texas accent. I have my I have my California accent. That's what I grew up. We're at 1 hour. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time. Go ahead, save your questions for tomorrow. We do a 10-minute intro and a 20-minute at the end Q&A so we can talk about more stuff. Спасибо, Сергей, что присоединился. Thanks for all the support, guys, and for joining in. And hopefully we can work out tomorrow together. I'm doing cardio tomorrow again. I'm probably going to buy a jump rope for tomorrow. So, bye, Joshua. I'm glad you were encouraged by calisthenics and Christianity. I kept most of my videos up. Again, like I said, it's different language describing the same experience. So I still stand by a lot of the Christian stuff I posted. Even though I don't really share the faith, I still think it's very helpful to think in that type of frame of thinking. So I do still recommend it and stand by it. So good night, guys. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central. Tune in for another hour. Follow along workout with me. Bye. Have a good one.